Does dinner time feel less like a family meal and more like a hostage negotiation in your house? You spend 30 minutes cooking a healthy meal only for your child to take one look at it and scream yuck or refuse to even sit in their chair. If you are dreading 5:30 p.m. every single day because of the whining, the bargaining, and the sheer exhaustion of trying to get your kid to eat just one piece of broccoli, you are not alone, and more importantly, you are not a bad parent. In this video, we are going to fix this. We are not just going to talk about eating veggies. We are going to walk through a complete 5-step mealtime reset. We will cover everything from exactly what to put on the plate so they won't freak out too, how to handle the food throwing, and even how to deal with grandparents who try to bribe your kids with cookies. By the end of this video, you will have a script for every single battle. Let's be honest for a second. Picture this. You have had a long day at work. You put a plate of pasta and peas in front of your toddler. Immediately, the negotiation starts. They want nuggets instead. You explain that this is what is for dinner. They cry. You start to feel that panic rising because you just want them to eat something, anything, so they sleep through the night. I want to know in the comments below right now, what is the #1 food your child refuses to eat, no matter what? Is it broccoli? Is it meat? Let me know. Here's the thing about toddlers and young kids. They have almost zero control over their lives. They do not decide when they wake up, what they wear, or where they go. But they can control what goes into their bodies and what comes out. When we push for them to eat, we are actually inviting a power struggle that we will never win. It is not about the food, it is about autonomy. This leads us to step 1, the golden rule of feeding. This is the psychological foundation you need to understand, or the rest of the tips won't work. It is called the division of responsibility, developed by feeding expert Elin Sa. Here is the rule. You as the parent are responsible for the what, the when, and the where of feeding. Your child is responsible for the how much and the whether of eating. That is it. It sounds simple, but it is incredibly hard to do. It means you zip your lip. Once the food is on the table, your job is done. No more saying just one more bite or look, it is so yummy, or even watching every bite they take like a hawk. We want to make mealtime neutral. If they eat, great. If they do not, that is okay too. The pressure is the enemy of appetite. Did you know studies show that pressuring kids to eat vegetables actually makes them like those vegetables less in the long run? By forcing the issue, we are creating the picky eating we are trying to solve. So how do we actually do this without them starving? That brings us to step 2, the safe food bridge. This is the most practical tool in your arsenal. Every single time you serve a meal, ensure there is at least one safe food on the plate. A safe food is something you are 100% sure they will eat even on their worst day. Maybe it is plain rice, maybe it is fruit, maybe it is just a slice of buttered bread. Why do we do this? Because new food is scary for kids. It is called neophobia, or fear of the new phobia. If you put a plate of weird green stuff in front of them, their anxiety spikes and their appetite shuts down. But if they see that bread, they think, okay, I can eat that. I am safe here. The bread acts as a bridge. Once they are eating the bread and their guard is down, they are statistically much more likely to branch out and try the peas. A huge mistake parents make here is thinking this is catering. It is not catering because everyone gets the bread. You are eating the bread too. Catering is when they refuse the dinner, and you get up to make a separate grilled cheese. That is the trap we want to avoid, because that teaches them that if they scream loud enough, the short order cook opens for business. Now let's talk about the messy stuff in step 3, the behavior battleground. What do you do when the food isn't going in their mouth, but is flying across the room? Food throwing is a huge trigger for parents. It feels disrespectful and messy, but usually it is just testing gravity or testing limits. Here is your script. If they throw food, you say very calmly, food is for eating, not for throwing. If they do it again, you say, it looks like you are done eating, and you take the plate away. No anger, no yelling, just a calm boundary. If they scream that they are hungry, you can give the plate back after a minute and say, let us try again, food stays on the table. If they throw it a third time, the meal is over, period. Another common battle is the refusal to sit. They want to run around and take bites like a little bird. The rule here needs to be firm. We sit to eat. This is a safety issue because of choking hazards. If they get up, say you are standing up, so that tells me you are done. It might take a week of consistent enforcement, but they will learn that leaving the table means the food goes away. Now we have to address the people who sabotage your hard work. Step 4. Managing the grandparent factor. You are working so hard on the division of responsibility, and then you go to Grandma's house and she says, oh, come on, eat your chicken and I will give you a big cookie. Or maybe a relative says, wow, you are a good eater today, or you hardly ate anything. This is tricky because it comes from love, but it undermines your child's ability to listen to their own body. Using dessert as a bribe puts the dessert on a pedestal and makes the dinner look like the punishment. Here's what you can say to relatives beforehand. We are really trying to teach him to listen to his own tummy, so we are not pressuring him to eat. Please don't offer rewards for eating dinner. If they do it in the moment, you can step in gently and say to your child, "You do want to have to eat the chicken if you aren't hungry. We can have a cookie later regardless." You have to be the buffer for your child. Finally, we reach the scariest part for most parents. Step 5. The kitchen closed policy. You followed the steps. You served the safe food. You didn't pressure them, and they ate nothing. They barely touched the bread. You clear the table. Now it is 30 minutes later and you are getting ready for bed and they start crying, "I'm hungry. My tummy hurts." This is the moment that breaks us. We panic thinking they will starve. But if you give in and hand them a pouch or a banana right before bed, you have just taught them a loophole. Why eat boring dinner when I can just wait and get a sweet snack at bedtime? The solution is the kitchen closed policy. You have to remind them at dinner, make sure you fill your belly, because the kitchen closes after this. If they complain later, you can offer water or a very boring, non-exciting snack, like plain veggies, if you are truly worried. But honestly, a neurotypical healthy child will not starve themselves overnight. Here is a massive insight that changed my perspective. Did you know a toddler's appetite is erratic, and that is biologically normal? They might eat a horse one day and air the next. Science shows that, while a child's intake fluctuates wildly day to day, it actually balances out perfectly over the course of a week. We panic thinking they are starving tonight, but often they are just listening to their body because they had a huge lunch. If they skip dinner, trust me, they will wake up starving for breakfast, and that is okay. That is natural consequences, teaching them better than your lectures ever could. This 5-step reset is not a magic wand. It is a long game. You are playing for the long-term relationship your child has with food. You are raising an adult who knows when they are hungry and when they are full. So, tonight, here is your homework. Serve the meal family style. If you can, put the bowls in the middle and let them serve themselves. Make sure there is bread or fruit on the table, and then sit back. Eat your own food. Enjoy your partner's conversation. Let the mess happen. If you found this helpful, please consider subscribing to this channel. Thank you for watching.